Hey everyone, Josh here, and today we are going to unbox from the Star Wars Black Series and the TV show Rebels. This is Kanan Jarrus. So I'm going to take this guy over to my toy studio and we're going to tear into this packaging. Alright guys, here we are with a Black Series figure. This is Kanan Jarrus, and he is from the TV show Rebels. And if any of you out there have not checked this show out, it is awesome. I was even skeptical when they first started promoting it back in, I believe it was 2014 is when it came out. And I remember seeing the ads for it, and they had the little kid in all the promotions, and I thought it was kind of silly myself, but I put my skepticism aside and I started watching it, and I have to admit, it is one of the best Star Wars shows. It's awesome. And if you don't believe me, go watch one episode that is from season 3. I believe I have this right. It is an episode called Twin Suns. Whatever you have access to, whether it's whatever pay service or download or streaming service you have, go find this show, find the episode called Twin Suns, and then watch it, and tell me this isn't the best Star Wars show ever. Anyway, it's set between, or right before, Episode 4, so it's kind of about the same time Rogue One was going on. This is when the show takes place, and actually there's a couple character references and a cameo, and they actually show the ship they use in the show in Rogue One. You have to look for it really close, but it's in there a couple times. But here we go. This is Kanan Jarrus, and if you aren't familiar with him, he is a Jedi that survived Order 66. And his training was never completed, so he doesn't have his full skill set. So real quick, before we get there, I'm going to go ahead and read the back of the packaging to you. Kanan Jarrus survived the Emperor's Purge, going underground for years and hiding the truth about the Jedi he really was. He was a leader among the Ghost crew, and with the emergence of the Force-sensitive Ezra, once again embraced his identity as a Jedi. So they're explaining to you who he was and all that, and like I said, he survived Order 66 as a Padawan, and he went underground, and he has the lightsaber and some of the skill sets, but he wasn't a full Jedi. So, and there he is, and as you can see, my packaging got a little damaged, so I don't feel so bad about tearing into this guy. I know a lot of people don't like opening these Black Series, but when you find one at the store, I found it at the store like this. I did not do this to it. It's got a little bit of crushed packaging. I don't feel as bad about opening it. So here we go. All right, and there he is, and you can see his lightsaber, and he comes with a blaster pistol. So let's get this stuff out of here. And I don't believe his handle is supposed to look like that. I think it's just got a little bent in the packaging, but there you can see his lightsaber. Pretty cool. And oh, that's right, I remember now. Because he has to hide that he's a Jedi, his lightsaber actually disassembles, so he can take it apart and like hide it. So that's why it does that. But I think he really only does that in season 1. After that, he kind of gets over it. And then he's got a blaster pistol, and very reminiscent of the blaster Luke used in Return of the Jedi in Jabba's palace. And let's get him out of here. Okay, I'm already seeing things I like. Now, I don't have a lot of these Black Series opened yet, but the ones I do have, I'm very impressed with. So real quick, just spinning them around here. I love it when they make characters that have usable holsters. That is the best. So here we go. We're looking at him. You can see he's got a little ponytail. I like that. And so he's kind of like I said, he's not a full Jedi, so he doesn't have a problem using a gun. And he does have a lightsaber, so let's see how he holds this thing. Although I have to admit, that looks like the hand for the gun. So he's got the trigger finger out. Trigger finger, excuse me. Okay. So there's his lightsaber and him holding it. Very cool. Trying to get it close to the camera so you guys can check it all out. And man, these Black Series figures, these guys are really cool. I really like these things. Okay, and let's check out how he holds the blaster real quick here. Alright, very cool. As you can see, he's got the trigger finger out. I don't think I have it in there totally right, but he's got the trigger finger out. Lines up fairly well. But let's check out his movements real quick. I'm going to holster this bad boy real quick. Alright, and so looking at the movements here. Okay, you get a little side to side with the head and up and down. Very cool. Okay, and then you have the up and down on the arms and round, little ball joint going on. And get a little bit of restricted movement on his right hand because he's got this shoulder armor. Kind of restricts his movement. That's about as high as I can get it. But as far as the, you know, around the shoulder like that, he goes all the way. And here, let's see here. So he does have waist movement, or it's really up in his chest here. And that's pretty cool. Okay, and so then we have hip movement, and the same thing, his hips do move, but the holster is restricting his right leg a little bit, so, you know, it's not like there's any vehicles to put these guys in, so. And then what do we got here? Knee movement and ankle movement on both legs. Very cool. All right. And let me look real quick here. Does he have... Okay, so that's... Okay, cool. I thought that was gonna... So his lightsaber does... The blade does come out. You just pull on it, right? And if you watch the early seasons of the show, he has to hide that he has a lightsaber. So if you look, his lightsaber comes apart into two pieces. And usually there's a way for him to hook it on his belt, right? So he takes the first piece. If you look, there's a little hole in the back of his belt. So you put the bottom part of the handle like that. And you take, if you look, there's a little tiny nub sticking out on the hilt of his lightsaber, and you would take that thing and you're going to plug it in. If you look on his belt right here, you'll see there's a little hole on that little T-bracket, little like hole, and so you just stick that in there, and there you go. That's how he would smuggle his lightsaber around without drawing attention to himself. He'd put one part on the front of his belt. And I believe there's actually a trailer out there where they show him putting it together. And when he's putting it together, the guy he's confronting is an Imperial officer. And he realizes he's a Jedi and he gets very scared. So, but like I said, if you guys are skeptical about animation and you don't watch shows because they're animation and it's not real actors, you need to put that attitude to bed, because this show is really great. And actually, the episode I was recommending, Twin Sons, you will see what officially happens to Darth Maul for finally, because I don't know if how many of you know this, they brought Darth Maul back to life in the Clone Wars animated series, which is set during the Clone Wars, and when he comes back, he makes it all the way up until almost episode 4. And if you watch Twin Sons, you will find out what really happens to Darth Maul. How the conclusion of his story. Alright, everyone. There he is from the show Rebels. This is Kanan Jarrus Black Series. And because I forgot to mention it, he is figure number 19. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. Bye.